skill position players that the Texans do. They don't have the supposed great defense that the Jaguars do. There's not as much talent there. Credit to former Bills quarterback Frank Reich for getting that ship right.
Too bad Frank's not with the Bills, right? They had their chances. All right. Last game, the big game of the week is supposed to be, but this is the Monday night game. Originally it was supposed to be in Mexico City, but alas, their field is garbage, so they moved it back to L.A., and it's the Chiefs at the Rams. Rams are 3.5-point favorites. This is such a great game. I mean, the over-under on this game, I don't know what it is, but it's got to be like around 60. The over-under has to be 60 on this game. What's so funny? I'm glad you're amused by my...
You'll see it when you rewatch this.
Okay. Anyways, it's gonna be an offensive showdown. Although some people have said watch it be a defensive battle, but I like the Rams. It's home field. I think they're playing with the fire victims on their minds. That's going to motivate them a little bit too. It's 3.5, which means obviously they got to score, win by about a touchdown. I think they can do that. It will be a close game, but I like the Rams to beat the Chiefs. Robert.
This is a tough one, but I like the Chiefs in this one. The Rams, high-powered offense, pretty good defense, but we saw what happened when they went up against the Saints, a team that was kind of on the same level as them. They couldn't really keep pace, and granted that game was in New Orleans. This one's at home for them, but the Chiefs, their only loss this year was on the road against New England. Bit of a matchup thing there with just happened that the Patriots had their number that night. I think the Chiefs, the way that they've been playing and the defense has been playing better lately, I think Mahomes will carry them to victory, or at least cover the spread in this one. It's 3.5 now.
Yeah.
This could be a close one either way, so I'll take them to cover.
Justin.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about the Rams last couple weeks. They barely squeak out a win against the Seahawks. They really were outclassed by the Saints in New Orleans, and then they, let's be honest, should have lost to the Packers 3 weeks ago. Just not feeling the same
The legend
happy.
of Ty Montgomery.
Yeah. Well, he's out of town now, luckily. Just not feeling the same happy vibes from the Rams that we were getting the first 6 weeks or so. I'll take the points. Give me the Chiefs.
Okay. All right, you guys, anything else you want to talk about the NFL? Or do you want to move along? Okay, so baseball award winners. These guys would like to discuss those things. But it's the truth. It was their idea to talk about.
Where'd the bus drive by? Jeez.
What?
Throw us under, why don't you?
What? I'm just saying. Jeez. All right. So, go ahead, guys. Talk about the baseball postseason awards.
Well, you had a hot take, right, Rob?
I do have a hot take about the NL Cy Young.
I wonder where this is going.
Being the Washington Nationals homer that I am, Jacob deGrom gets it. Look, you can make a good case for deGrom. I'll give you that. But let's face it, 10-9 with a lot of those losses coming in the second half of the season. I mean, come on. Does a 10-9 pitcher, granted, great ERA, 1.70, I think. His WAR was 10.0, I believe. That all fantastic stats, but this is you don't win in baseball unless you win on the field. And a 10-9 record to me, not deserving of a Cy Young. Should have been disqualifying right at the start. His other numbers are great, and granted, he plays for a dog Mets team, but there's a reason why for years they didn't give MVP awards to players who didn't make the playoffs. Got to play for a winner.
And we realize that's stupid. Baseball's an individual sport masquerading as a team sport.
Cy Young is the MVP. They're two completely different awards.
That's
Cy
true.
Young does not go.
But if you're judging the league's best pitcher, I mean, come on, you got to produce. You got to produce the wins.
All right. Justin?
His team has to score runs for him to get those wins. What, he had, I don't know, Mets fans out there can give me the exact number. He had 25 starts where the Mets didn't even score 3 runs for him. So that means he could have an ERA of 3, and he might not have won a game. He was the best pitcher in baseball this year. hands down, sorry, Max Scherzer. Hey, the Nats weren't doing anything this year either, so get out of here with that tape.
And Max still won 18 games.
Yeah,
even though there were games that he didn't get a lot of run support.
How would you compare the Nats offense to the Mets offense? You would take the Nats every day of the week.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, there you go. Jake DeGrom, while he is in the NL and he can help himself a little bit with his 2 at-bats a game, 3 at-bats a game maybe, you know, the lineup is junk. The Mets are a junk organization, and Chris is right. This isn't MVP. This is best pitcher, okay?
Yeah.
Guy had like almost 300 strikeouts. I'm sure Scherzer was up there too. 1.7 ERA. Come on.
Yeah.
Oh, now you want to talk MLB
No,
awards.
I'm just saying, yeah. All right.
Win-loss records, whether it be starting pitchers in Major League Baseball, whether it be goalies in hockey, whether it be quarterbacks, it's dumb.
Well, quarterbacks, I'll give you that, but in those other 2 sports, it is part of their statistical.
Well, why should it matter in baseball and not in football? Both of them, you are leaning heavily on to have good teammates.
No, that's a fair point, but if you're judging based on awards, it seems like the voters are selective every year. Oh, you know, there's years that pitchers with high ERAs don't win, and they say, oh, well, he gave up too many runs. And then there's years when, you know, the win-loss record might not be up to par with some of the 18, 20, 22 win pitchers, and they say, oh, well, his other stats were fine. I mean, to me, it's, you know, if you're going to just change the criteria every year, then why have the awards?
Well, we change the criteria because we evolve and we understand the game better, you know. 50 years ago, they weren't voting for Jake DeGrom to win the Cy Young because those people, you know, no offense, Chris, the people from your time, you know, they didn't have the resources, the statistics to really judge who the best players were. Now we have those, and we should use them. I'll kick win-loss record out to the can. It doesn't matter to me.
I think win-loss record does matter, but it's not the it's not
it,
the end-all be-all.
It matters,
to me,
but I'm not going to say a pitcher's great based on him going 10-9 on a terrible
I
team.
think earned run average is, to me, the number 1 factor, and then number 2 is number of strikeouts, and then number 3 is the win-loss record. That's the way I look at it. If I was voting for Cy Young, those are the stats I would be looking at. But everybody's different.
I'm all about that whip.
Mm-hmm.